I was already in a stage where coming a little bit to the end of my career. I was picked up by Nicky and by John Barnard and by Ferrari to help them to bring Ferrari back into the winning line. Imola was all day long accidents and all day long drama and all day long difficult and all day long, in the end of the day, a tragedy. Been not that close to Roland, because Roland was another generation. He was just coming up. I met him a couple of days before in Monaco, and was a very nice guy. Obviously, I was much closer to Ayrton, you know. But it hits me a lot because it was such a terrible accident. Just when we've been sitting all in the cars waiting for the qualifying lap, and to do a qualifying lap on the limit at these days was, or it is, the hardest thing in racing. And then seeing a colleague laying on the road and getting a hard massage, you know that it's maybe too late. And that's, for all of us, a disaster to see it. At the start, he was racing, and I remember when he crashed, I didn't see exactly first, is it him, or because he was still circling when I passed by, and I just passed by. I think it was behind Schumacher, just passing by, and I looked, and I said, no, it's okay, because it didn't look so bad. And then I stopped after 5-6 laps, but not because they say I had a problem with it, because I did not realize at all what was, or how bad it was. I just had a damper problem in the back, and I had to come in, and I stopped, and I was just sitting on my bench, and then people came and said, well, Ayrton is in the hospital. So I took the helicopter back to the hospital. We've been there in front of the emergency room, and I was asked if I would like to see him, and I was quite surprised, because an emergency room, you know, and I say yes, and it took quite a while, and then they let us in to see him, and that was a time when doctors were still on his head with what was covered, so we could not really see the head, but we saw his body, and we could stay a couple of minutes there, and that was basically the operation room. Yeah. And I saw his feet and the color of the feet, and at this time I said, well, there's something not working anymore. And that was where I said, well, I don't believe he's still alive. I think this was definitely a break in my ability to take risk. He had a bad accident, he died on it. And if your friend dies, it's always hard, but happening also on the road, and you don't stop to drive your road car because your neighbor had an accident and died. Of course, for a couple of days I said to myself, well, is it a good time now also to say, well, enough, we had a good time and don't hurt yourself, or you would like still keep going. But it was just something where I worked out with myself, and I came to the conclusion that I still would like to go on with racing. I think this is something where how a racing driver is. I mean, we all know, especially at this time, that in certain places you don't want to have an accident, otherwise you hurt yourself or you maybe are dead. just keep pushing. Yeah, just keep pushing. Yeah, just keep pushing. To time already because he was bloody quick. With a guy like this in the neck, the only way is to go flat out. Yeah, just keep pushing. I couldn't anymore. I was completely finished. To be honest, I never liked to train. So physically, I always been on absolutely in the limit. And the steering was very heavy. Yeah, just keep pushing. I couldn't anymore. I was completely finished. Yeah, just keep pushing.
Gerhard Berger. In the crowd will be absolutely distraught. So will Michael, of course, because he was desperately hoping to become the first German to win his home Grand Prix at a World Championship event. And Michael Schumacher looks to me as though he is virtually touring in now. Something very dramatic has happened at the back of the car. Is coming in to the pits. because